getting back to more serious matters, let's get away from the horrible explosion tape. The endowment for the arts
is being cut from the 2018 budget. It is planned to be. It's planning on being scrapped from the 2018 budget.
So no more PBS. Is that what we're saying?
No more PBS. No more NPR. And some of that money is just diverted towards music arts programs.
Well, I mean NPR is fake news, so it's a good thing we're getting rid of that.
Yeah, it's a
good thing we're stopping that. So.
It's the only real news. That's the one thing that feels very I'll say Orwellian about this.
Ooh,
that's
a sexy word. What does that mean?
George Orwell.
Oh, Orwell.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, based off 1984.
I get what you're saying. Okay.
It feels very Orwell just because most
now you just said it feels very oral, and that's different.
I said Orwell.
You said oral.
Orwell. It feels very Orwellian because most mainstream media outlets, they are for profit.
Mm-hmm.
And they have to propagate media material that will sell. It's not necessarily about the most relevant news story or the most important news story. It's about what will sell. If it bleeds, it leads.
Right. That's true.
That's the mantra that you and I learned in journalism.
That was like one of the first things. That's like 101.
Yeah, but NPR and PBS are they are funded by the federal budget.
Sources.
They are federally funded, and they're also funded through crowdsourcing.
I watched the Charlie Rose on PBS. I enjoy Charlie,
yes.
and I miss John. He was a Republican, and I didn't really agree with all his views, but I miss John McLaughlin. I liked the McLaughlin Group. It was a fun show.
Okay.
You remember the McLaughlin Group?
I don't think I ever watched McLaughlin Group.
Man did it
I may have missed out.
Man did it like literally the week before he died. He was the moderator of that show like a week before he died. Did it since like 1982.
A little bit.
He was 700 years old and
Okay.
still doing that show. It was amazing.
Huh. Well, I mean, it's something we have to really consider. I mean,
all things considered with Cokie Roberts.
Yes.
Well, Cokie Roberts. She used to do
Smiley.
it. Tavis Smiley does now. Cokie used to do it back in the day, but yeah, back in the 90s she did.
Back in the 90s.
Yes.
Is that when you were really actually acquainted with PBS? Was the 90s?
Well, I think we all were. We were growing up watching Sesame Street and Barney.
I was watching the Power Rangers.
Well, I mean,
which I don't know why. I don't know why my parents they sat me in front of that, but they didn't sit me in front of Big Bird.
Well, Power Rangers.
Big Bird would have been more healthy.
Power Rangers came for me kindergarten, first grade. I'm talking about the first 5 years, which is Sesame Street, Barney. That's what I watched.
I don't remember.
Bob Ross. I used to be enthralled watching him on
Bob Ross was great. I will admit Bob Ross.
Bob Ross is the greatest
wonderful.
thing that ever happened to PBS.
Bob Ross, yes. May he rest in peace.
Yes.
Is he dead? He's dead, isn't he?
He's been dead a long time. But you can find his show. There's like one.
The Joy of Painting.
Yeah, there's random channels that play his shows all the time. And on YouTube, he has a YouTube channel. All 30-something seasons of his show in complete episodes. I follow it on mine. On my YouTube, I follow his page, and it's the joy.
We're just gonna make a happy little bush here.
It's what it is. And so if I've had a rough day and I just need some soothing something, I just
turn on the Bob Ross.
Turn on a little Bob Ross, and
wasn't
I feel
he
better.
like a sergeant in the Air Force?
And that's the amazing thing. He used to be in the Air Force. He was a sergeant. He was like a
very commanding presence.
He was like your typical like Arlie Ermy, but worse apparently. And he was like
he just decided to grow an afro and.
But he said
really fine-tune his painting skills.
When he finally decided to do that, to leave, because he was a bartender, and he decided to fine-tune the painting, and he got under the wing of a famous artist. I can't remember his name. But when he decided to do that, he said he would never scream again, and he never did.
Yeah,
he never did. That voice came down to a register.
The most
soothing
gentle
voice.
But we're losing that. We will be losing quality programming like that.
Well, you can go YouTube. But I see what you're saying.
For PBS, for any new programming.
Sesame Street's on HBO now. But you can do that. That's right.
And I mean, the thing that upsets me most is the hard news analysis.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the media landscape is so fragmented now that and just the proliferation of alternative facts. I mean, it's hard to really get a grip on what's true, on what our public leaders are doing, and how we should hold them responsible, and in what ways we can hold them responsible. And they're just sort of cutting off a genuine advent of viable information.
Right.
And you were just sort of bopping the microphone.
I was listening
spiel.
to I was listening to you though, and it popped and it scared me. But it's okay. No, you're right. You're absolutely right. And
That's why I said it was Orwellian. It's sort of a way to control information flow. It's a way to control the populace in a way.
Trump can perform Orwellian on me. Look, the point I'm trying to say, the point I'm trying to make here, you said how we should handle our leaders.
Yes.
Dare I? 2 words: exploding varmints. Could you imagine that hair flopping in the air?